Ladies, do you ever wonder whether the guys that you're talking to have genuine interest or are they just playing games? In today's video, I'm going to give you 8 signs of things to look out for to know whether he's playing games or if he's actually interested in you. If you're ready, let's begin. Hit that notification bell for the best dating and relationship advice. I'm here to help you think like a man while you maintain your feminine traits and act like a woman. 8 signs that you need to look out for. Now, before we get into it, make sure to check in the description. I've left you a texting guide, I've left you a phone call guide, and I've left you a guide on how to build chemistry. So make sure you check those out. Let's begin. But if he's already texting you these things before you've met, then he might be interested. But also your brain should be thinking, why is he already so excited? Because you won't even know if you like the guy because you haven't met him yet. You need to assess your vibe and you need to know if you're actually attracted to the guy. Don't let him dictate how you feel from the get-go. Now for the females that are receiving these text messages after you've dated a couple of times. All you have to do is lean back. Let him lead. Let him initiate the things, okay? Text number 1, the check-in text. So this is when the guy in question wants to initiate contact or he wants to talk about something that you've spoken about personally. So for example, maybe you've got a driving test and you spoke to him about it. He's just checking up on you. Or maybe he wants to initiate contact and he'll just say something like, hey, what's up? Check-in text. A guy normally does a check-in text when he's been thinking about you a lot. For example, he asks you how your exam went, or maybe you're a lawyer and you had to sit the bar, for example. He asks you how your exam went. He asks you and he checks in because he's thinking about you. And this is a great position to be in as a female. And you have to remember the only time that the check-in text doesn't work is when he's trying to initiate sex straight away and you've just met him and he's trying to, to get the goods straight away. So that's probably when you know he's not interested. Number 2, the quick fire response text. You messaged him and he replies straight away. This is a clear example of when a guy wants you and is highly attracted to you. It's unfortunate that he can't hold back and keep the mystery, but this is a great example of when he's thinking about you non-stop. Maybe he's texting you throughout the day consistently. There's a clear example of when he likes you. Behind it, it's basically, it comes down to human nature and competition. If he delays his texting, then he thinks another guy will take his position in your pecking order, so to speak. So again, if he's replying instantly, it's because he wants you. When he sheds positive light on his actions throughout the day. So for example, if he's at the gym and he's telling you he's training, he's going to let you know. He wants to impress you, but he also wants to seek your validation to say that, look, be with me. I'm a great guy. My life is special. So again, he's trying to impress you through his messages. And this is another example of how you can decode a guy's text to know that he likes you. Don't get me wrong. Some guys will fluff out their text messages to try and sleep with you. So it's important that with this number 3 sign, this 3rd sign, you have to look for the other signs as well. So don't make that mistake. He might just be telling you how great his life is to reel you in and then sleep with you. So think like a man. But the reality is, if he's not interested in you, he's not going to tell you what's going on in his day. He's not going to tell you about the good things in his life. Friendly. Now, don't get me wrong, we all love a good emoji. Some females find it annoying, some females find it childish. But normally if a guy's using a lot of emojis, that means he feels comfortable with you. And if he feels comfortable with you, that's a genuine sign that he actually likes you and he's taking the effort to make things a bit more creative. Just like when guys send you voice notes or GIFs. It's a similar way to how they implement emojis. So look at this as a sign of interest. You also have to remember, not all guys use emojis. So don't look at this as a deal breaker. Oh no, he's not using emojis, maybe he doesn't like me. No, some guys just don't use them. Some guys just think they're childish as well. So don't overthink it. Number 5, Mr. Validator. Now listen, ladies, very carefully. We all love compliments. Sometimes they're boosting your ego. Sometimes they're used to manipulate you. Just something to think about. Yes, he tells you you're beautiful. Yes, he can't wait to see you. And then what happens? You sleep with him and he leaves you. So, just something to think about. The key is to look for what is he complimenting you on. Now, I'm not talking about the lower end of your social media, you on the beach with your girls, or you in a bikini looking nice. No, I'm talking about the deeper things. The things that are not on surface level. The things that you told him at the beginning of the relationship and he remembered. How you like your certain fashion, or how you love seeing art galleries. Things like that. The guys that can connect with you on a deeper level are the guys that you really want to deal with. You on something that isn't about your looks, it means that they thought deeply about the text message. If it's just about your looks, it's a quick second, she's beautiful, she's going to like it, I'll send her a love heart emoji with it. At the end of the day, if the compliment isn't superficial and it isn't generic, but it makes you feel good, then he genuinely likes you. 6, the quick question texter. Now, don't get me wrong, if he's consistently reaching out to you and trying to generate the conversation, then that means he likes you. He might text you something like, are you free to go for drinks after work? Meet me at this bar at this time, ? Now, don't get me wrong, if he's talking to you about his genitals straight off the bat, then get rid of that guy if that's not what you want, obviously. I tend to find that the quick text guy or the quick question guy is a guy that concentrates and he listens to you, and he'll be able to bring up things that you've spoken about with him in the past. At the end of the day, the power is in your hands. If you want to answer his questions, by all means do so. But the thing is, if he's asking you questions, he's genuinely interested in you. Put yourself text, or the self-deprivation text. So technically, I don't like this. I don't know why guys do this. But when they make fun of themselves to make you laugh, obviously it lowers their value and it boosts your value, which is fine. But again, if he does this, that means he's comfortable with you. And that means he's trying to... The key is that he's showing you a different side to him. It's showing you that he's not so serious. Maybe he's serious at work, but then when he's with you, he can be vulnerable. So this is a good trait to have. You don't want to end up with a robot. You don't want to end up with a guy that can't laugh with you. And he can't... And ultimately, if you make fun of him, you also want to make sure that he can laugh and take a joke. So it works both ways. And he's trying to make you laugh. He's trying to make you laugh, and he's trying to make you also feel vulnerable in terms of, can you make fun of yourself as well? So something to think about. Ultimately, if you feel comfortable with him, share a silly story about yourself. But if you don't, then obviously let him go. Hey, last but not least, the last word text. So this is when a guy wants to finish the conversation. Basically, he wants to be able to send the last text message. 1, because he wants to know that the conversation's done for the day. And 2, he genuinely likes you. He might want to he might not want to leave the conversation earlier. So if you're texting him and he feels like there's something more to reply to, then he's going to keep messaging. It's all about feeling certain that the conversation's ultimately over. So he'll send you like something like good night, or talk to you soon, or can't wait to see you, or speak to you in the morning. All these endings are just so that he knows that the conversation is 100% done and there's nothing more that he needs to add, and ultimately nothing more that you need to add. It's like a half control thing, half quality assurance thing. But ultimately, if you found the video useful and valuable and you learned something from it, please leave a like on the video. Also, drop a comment if you've noticed these things from the guys you're dating. I'd love to build like a community as well for ladies to just discuss things as well. I've left things in the description box, a text guide, calling guide, how to build a chemistry guide. Check them all out. These are all things that I coach my female clients with as well. So yeah, keep learning, keep growing, keep leveling up, and I'll see you in the next one.